On the third day before Christmas, real estate gave to me one flipping calculator. That's right, y'all. Today, we're talking about how to flip homes, but particularly how to calculate a flip. Now, here's why we want to talk about this today. Is because so many people have an interest in flipping homes. They love the idea of the design, or they want to be creative. They love the idea of seeing something from beginning to end. And that is awesome. We love it. We want to encourage it. But so many people don't do it because they're really not sure about how. So today is a little bit on the how. Now stick around to the very end of our episode because we're going to give away two really awesome gifts. One, we're going to give away a flipping calculator to anybody who wants it. This is what we use when we do this on our projects. And number two, which is probably even better, is we're going to offer a class in January, and we're going to give away 2 free entries into that class. We'll talk about those at the very end. Now, flipping, by definition, is simply buying a house, renovating it, putting it on the market, and selling it for profit. That's what flipping a house is. And interesting enough, first quarter of 2022, 9.6% of all sales were flips. Isn't that amazing? So many people are interested in flipping right now. And honestly, I think it has a lot to do with HGTV and their shows, and people get to watch what this is like, and it kind of makes them excited about potentially doing it, which is awesome. Want you to be able to do it as well. So in today's episode, we're going to walk through an actual breakdown of one of the last flips that we just bought. How do we come up with this number? Now, the reason why I want you to listen to this is really one of 2 reasons. One, you're either thinking about flipping yourself. You need to know how to break it down, how to estimate what to offer the seller. 2, you might be a seller and you're getting cash offers and they're offensive, right? And you're thinking, wow, that's low. Well, I want to help you know, how do cash investors come to their numbers? Not to say there's not sharks out there trying to do something crazy, all right? Though, how do they come to a fair market cash offer? So let's talk about these few things here right now. The deal that I'm talking about, we went under contract last week and we're closing here in just a few days. Now, this home, when I got called on it, the owner has been living in Richmond for the last 10 years. They've been renting it. He's now wanting to move to Florida. And this seller just wanted out. He said he hadn't done anything to the house. He put siding on about 12 years ago, and he did a new roof about 12 years ago. But that's about it. There's about 4 people living in the home. It's a 1,000 square foot, 3-bed, 1-bath house. So imagine, right, 4 people living in this and 4 dogs. It's just a lot of stuff. I walked in it, super nice folks. The bones are great, but the thing just needs to be gutted. So we're gonna gut the thing. So how do we come up with what to offer the seller? Well, let's break that down. First, we're gonna have to determine what our ARV is. That is after renovation repair, okay? That's something that you need to be able to know of. So ARV, after renovation repair. Now, in my studies, or my kind of studying the market, I determined that the ARV, completely renovated, that would sell for $250,000. So my ARV number is $250,000. That's a very important number to get to. My second number I had determined was my renovation costs. Now, when I walk through a home, I am able to, for the most part, identify about how much it's going to cost to renovate the home, but I also do this a lot. So for you want to be able to know how to estimate contractors. So in the class that we're going to teach in January, we're actually going to talk through that and give you some great resources that we have compiled as a team over the many years. So just plug on that. So my renovation estimate on this was $60,000. Okay, needs new HVAC, just gut the inside, start over. Bones are pretty good on the outside. So $60,000 renovation. The next number, which is super important, is profit. Now, I always tell everybody, minimum profit, in my opinion, is $30,000. Now, a lot of you might think, man, that's a lot money. And it is, we get that, right? $30,000 is a lot of money. Though, when you make that, if you bought and sold the home within a year, that is income, straight up income, and sole proprietor income, okay? So you're gonna have a lot of taxes on that. So you wanna take that into account. Now, if you hold the home for longer than a year, then when you sell, you're gonna have capital gains tax, which is still a lot of taxes, but it is a little bit less. Okay, so profit, make sure you put that in there right away, right? Okay, now let's talk about our closing costs. So when you are breaking this down, you have to know it's gonna cost money to buy this house. We buy with cash. So cash closing cost is typically 1%. So I'm gonna think about 1% of that ARV. So, I should be pretty safe with $2,500. This is gonna pay my title insurance. This is gonna pay settlement agent's fees. This is gonna pay taxes, all of those costs just to buy the house. Now, if you're buying this with a conventional loan or financing, then that's going to be closer to 2.5% to 3% of the actual price point. Just take that into consideration. All right, so we have our closing costs of $2,500. Now we have our holding costs. I hope I'm writing this big enough for you guys to see. So ARV $250, renovation $60,000, profit $30,000, holding costs $2,500. I'm sorry, closing costs $2,500. Holding costs. How do we calculate holding costs? Well, we want to say utilities. So electric. Taking into consideration we're going to have this house for about 5 months. All right, I should probably estimate $500 for electric. We have water. Well, water, a little less, probably about $250 for the 5 months. And then we have gas. If it's in the winter, make sure you use it. All right, because you want all the drywall to dry well. You just want the house to really meld well together. So utilize all of the heat. All right, so we have electric, water, gas. Now we have insurance. So when you flip a house, make sure you always have insurance on it. If you buy it cash, then of course you're gonna have to kind of get a third-party insurance company. If you have a loan, they're gonna require it anyways. But you do wanna make sure the insurer knows that you're actually renovating the home. That's very important. So for us, we pay an insurance company about $600 for 6 months, okay? So if I sell it within 3, guess what? I get reimbursed a little bit, but I have to pay upfront $600 for insurance. These are my holding costs. Now I do have one more here, which is really important. Well, actually I have 2, but the next one is our investors. So the way that we typically buy homes is we buy homes with other people's money. Okay, so this is our cash investors, and we offer our cash investors a 10% annualized return on the money that they invest for the length of the project. All right, so I have to take in consideration, if I think the house is gonna sell for $250,000, I'm walking away with $30,000 in profit, I have to probably raise $220,000. Get the math? So if I'm raising $220,000, and I take 10% of $220,000, divide that by 12, because there's 12 months, that's gonna put me roughly $1,800 a month, right? So $1,800. So $1,800 a month is what it costs me in my mortgage, which is just interest to my investors. So I'm gonna hold it for 5 months. So I need to state that I'm gonna have $9,000 that is gonna be paid towards interest. Make sense? All right, I can't stop right there because I also have to resell the house. So how much is it gonna cost to resell? This is called settlement fees. All right, settlement fees, we're going to state around 6% commission. All right, so 6% of $250,000 is $15,000. All right, we see the math? That's the calculator, y'all. That's how you have to break down what are you gonna offer the client. So let's figure it out. Where's my calculator? So all you do, you identify your ARV. Let me get this opened up. All right, so identified our ARV, and then we just subtract all of these, and that'll come up with our offer price. So we have, all right, $250,000 minus $60,000 minus $30,000 minus $2,500 minus $500 minus $250 minus $500 minus $600 insurance minus $9,000 in investor money minus $15,000 equals $131,650. Boom shakalaka, y'all. That is your offer to the seller. Simple, right? Absolutely. Okay. So if you do this analysis, you will offer the seller a fair offer, and of course they will make their $131,650. You'll make your profit, and you'll pay all the contractors, all the closing costs, all the utilities, all the holding costs. Woo! A lot of money goes into flipping a house, doesn't it? Okay, I hope this was helpful for you in so many ways. I told you to stick around to the end, okay? So this is what we want to do. Once you email, I'm going to have my email in the description. If you email me, we're going to send you for free a Excel document, which is our flipping calculator, for you to be able to use. Here is a little bit more valuable information, and that is the class that we are going to be teaching. My business partner Nate, his business partner Andy, who really runs a lot of our flipping division, and myself will be on this class teaching you how to analyze numbers, run numbers even at a deeper level, how to estimate contractor estimates and quotes. We have a whole spreadsheet of a really wonderful breakdown over years of research to be able to share with you and teach you, and how to raise private capital to be able to do this. So much value in 4 classes throughout January. It's $100, that's it, to be able to get into this class. It's going to be virtual. Now there is going to be homework each week that you'll have to do, but it will be very valuable for you. So here's what we want to do by way of giving you a couple classes is we do want a little skin in the game on this one. So if you go to the link in the description, you can sign up for the class. Pay your $100 because you want the class. And after we take everybody who has paid, we're going to give away 2 free classes. All right, so everybody who's paid, who's going to be in the class, we're going to choose and we're going to reimburse you the $100 for 2 entries. All right, well guys, I hope this was super valuable for you. Happy and merry 3 days before Christmas. What a blast. Enjoy the remainder of your Advent season.